Morning. So it's March 29th, 2020, marijuana review team. This session is being recorded. I call the meeting to open the meeting at 5:36 p.m. So the item we have on the agenda is to review the environmental impact study in the application from Eddie's Flowers. So I think we're all aware that, last time there were a few issues we had. Let me get on for a second. So some issues we had. They sent an updated environmental impact study. I know they worked with Marshall on that, so I'll have Marshall's input as we kind of go forward on this and everybody else's. So I hope everybody got the new information, and I open it up for discussion and comments.
I guess let me start. I've been talking on and off with Tom Maestros relative to the document, and I've reviewed what's been submitted, and at this point I have no further comments.
Okay, Marshall, thank you. So I looked at overall, so I didn't have any comments on that. I know we had a couple other little things that were out there. Walt had mentioned redoing some other things, but anyone have any comments or questions on the environmental impact study that's been put out there?
Only comment I had was on the community hosts, community benefits 1.1 right at the top. Isn't tax revenue one of the benefits?
It's a host community agreement. It's a fee on top. It's not necessarily a tax. It's more of a service fee, and it only lasts for 5 years and then runs out.
But not for retail. For retail, isn't it?
Oh, for the retail, yeah, you're correct. For retail,
Right.
yeah,
Retail
yeah,
should have tax. That should, I mean, I want them going into the community host agreement knowing that that there's tax revenue that comes from the retail business that goes to the town.
That's correct. Yeah, I was working with Green Ventures all afternoon, so I've got that host community agreement on my mind.
That's right. Well, I know what you mean. The other thing is it's a fee, and it's basically to cover expenses that we incur. And the only thing I would say about that, particularly given their location, I would defer to Chris and the fire chief to with regards to what that additional cost is, because they're not in a convenient place. I mean, not for the police and for the fire. So I would just keep that in mind when you're developing the fee for that goes away in 5 years.
Sure, most definitely. And I did talk to Larry. I mean, if Chris wants to talk, he can, but I talked to Larry this morning regarding it. There has been there was a call to my office regarding the impact on the neighborhood. A lot of stuff we've gone over here, with lighting, crime, the view, odor, traffic. So, I talked to them for about a half hour regarding that. And again, I talked to Larry this morning. He seems very comfortable that we have a proactive plan. We have, a police car where our response time in town is 3 minutes on average. So, if you're close by, it's, 30 seconds, you're far by, it's 5 minutes. But overall, our response time in town is very good, and he's very comfortable with that.
No, I understand that. I was just sort of pointing that out, considering their location, and that the way the state has a structure that fee, it's, we need to just really protect the interest of the towns from a cost standpoint is all I was saying.
No, understood. I agree wholeheartedly. Like I said, we're looking for the town to be covered, not, we don't exclude anyone in town. So, that area of town, if they have the impact, we're going to make sure they're being covered and satisfied up there. We have a plan that.
Good.
Anyone else have any comments or discussion? Or Chris, did I leave anything out? Did you want to mention anything?
No, Brian, I think you covered it. Larry and I did have that discussion, and yeah, I think you said it well. Thank you.
This is Dave. Just to let you know I'm here.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, I don't have any comments at this time. It looks pretty thorough to me.
I think it's obvious that more information will, come forth during the site plan process, but for the time being, given the status of the project, that I think this is about all we can expect.
Excellent. Agreed. And like I said, so the host community agreement on this one will be, quite different than the other ones we've done or are working on. But that'll be fine. So if there's no other further discussion, I'd be looking for a motion to accept the application and move forward with a host community agreement with the town administrator and board of selectmen approval process.
I have one other comment for the record, just because I sent that email out today. All I was saying is I don't care if they're exhibits or if they take exhibit D and they just duplicate exhibit D for the 3 license applications. However, I had pointed out that one in construction and building, it was really only applied to one of the licenses. And they should call that out when they replicate their exhibits and stuff like that. That's just protocol for how the application be submitted. I don't really care personally, because overall their application's pretty thorough and as thorough as it can be at this stage in the game, and I'm happy with it. It just created some questions that I don't think need to be raised if those exhibits weren't just, duplicated without reference to the license that exhibit is applying to. But that's just for the record.
No, agreed. And like I said, it was more of a copy and paste type thing instead of a thorough detail of the description. Agreed.
Just to note, the only, we recognize that there are items still to be developed. That the current document really focuses on that first phase of work for the renovation of the retail and a conceptualization for how the other components come together. There was initially an imagining that, or envisioning that the processing may still take place in a smaller scale on the second floor of the existing building, but requirements for accessibility and building code issues will suggest that a separate processing building would actually need to be implemented. And the actual form that takes, whether it's an additional building separate from the cultivation center, is something that the Eddie's Flowers team is still evaluating.
Mhm. Thank you. Brian, I'll make the motion then to move this application on to the community to the select board to negotiate a community host agreement.
Anyone second that?
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion?
All from Worcester and me.
Seeing no further discussion, I'd be looking for a roll call vote on that.
Worcester and me.
I'll start. Bob,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Randy,
Yes.
Walt,
Aye.
Marshall,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Sarah, Dave Perry.
Yes.
Sarah, you're on mute.
Now I saw her say yes.
Sorry, yes. Read my lips.
I did read lips.
So that vote passes to enter into a community host agreement with Eddie's Flowers, the town administrator and board of selectmen. Thank you all. David, thank you. Thomas, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and just like to add, Marshall, thank you very much for all the assistance you gave me in pulling that together. It was invaluable.
No problem. Thank you.
Especially the qualifiers on what is and isn't in the zoning bylaws.
Exactly. We're working on it.
Well, thank you all again, and thank you to the MRT also. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Hope you all had a chance to look at those. If you have, I'd like to someone make a motion on approving those, please.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of March 9th.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes of March 9th. Any discussion? Seeing none, Mary, why don't you do a roll call vote on that, please?
Bob,
Yes.
Paul,
I was trying to find the minutes. Was I at that meeting? I don't believe I was.
Paul, you were not here.
I abstain.
Randy,
Yes.
Walt,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Dave Perry.
Yes.
Thank you.
Right, so those meetings are voted on and approved. Thank you. So on other business, just a couple, kind of a reminder, there's a community outreach meeting with Green Ventures on the 30th at 5:30. You don't have to attend. If you can, that's fine. But if you can't make it, it'd be probably a good idea to watch the video of it once it gets posted. They have had one before, so this is their second one because the time expired so long. The state had them do it again, and it will be a Zoom meeting. The only other thing is, I don't know if it was on the agenda. I don't know if Dave has an update on touring a facility or not. I know there was some tough part trying to get us to a place to go to, I guess.
Yeah, Brian, what I did is I have talked to Ethos. In fact, I have an email from him this evening that I haven't had a chance to read yet. What I thought I would do is just set up 2 different meetings for 4 people and then put it out there for within a couple of weeks and see who could make what meeting versus trying to schedule it myself with how many people wanted to go and stuff. So I'll get that information out there probably tomorrow so that people could take a look at it and see which tour they want to go to.
Excellent, great. Thank you. And like I said, I think that's a wonderful idea. Hopefully, someone's willing to accommodate us and we can do that tour. That'd be very good.
Yep.
That's all I have for other business. Does anyone have any other business they want to bring up? All right, seeing none, I'd look for a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion made and second to adjourn. Mary, one last roll call vote, please.
Okay, Bob,
Yes.
Paul,
Absolutely.
Randy,
Yes.
Walt,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Dave Perry.
Yes.
Thank you all.
And go 5:49 and the motion to adjourn is passed. So thank you all again and appreciate your help. And Marshall, good job with that impact study with them. Thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you.
Very much so.
Everyone have a nice day.
Good night.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye.
Take care. Yep.